Gritty Gang, welcome back to another episode of the Gritty Gamblers. We are back. Look what we have here. We've got a new face. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the show. I want to welcome, well, that was wrong. Matt. It's Matt Casa. I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Austin.
And, man, just let the people tell you something about us.
So I'm from right outside the D.C. area. I love all my Washington sports team. Go Commanders. We just got a new owner. Woo! Go Commanders. Go Wizards. Go Nationals. Go Caps. All their local area sports team. I support them all, even though I got a McDavid jersey on right now. But I'm still a Caps fan.
Awesome. So big Washington fan, big sports guy from the area. It's funny. I actually have a buddy that lives in Washington, D.C., and he actually lives – so the Nationals baseball game or baseball stadium, I think he's on in a hotel, not a hotel, but it's like an apartment really up high where he could see like over the stadium. It's pretty cool. That's the only reason I've thought about it because you were just talking about how you were in Washington D.C. in that area. So yeah, that's awesome, sick. Dude. No, but we are so excited to have you on here. We're gonna listen, more picks, more wins, more money.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, how can we complain about more money?
Exactly. Come on now.
But yeah, so from the last show, I did have picks. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what happened to those picks. I mean, that was probably like about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. So
okay,
those were old news. But now that you're here,
Memorial Day weekend, we're back on a new train.
Yeah, we're back on a new train. I love it. Absolutely, man. But again, I'm so glad to have you. And I know these people are going to love you. So
let's do it.
We're excited. So Matt here, he pretty much knows it all. I know I've told the viewers that I'm just not a hockey guy. And you've kind of said it too when we were talking off camera. I was like, you weren't really a hockey guy either, but you kind of got into it, and now you're really big into betting in on it.
Yeah. Like, the reason I got into it is because hockey is a quick sport to pick up for betting specifically. And then, of course, the more you watch it, the more you're going to get into it just because it's a fun sport to watch. It's a lot of live action. It's like if soccer was on a shorter field and much more action and all that. That's kind of what it's like.
Yeah. So my thing with hockey is like I have watched hockey before, but so my dad's side of the family is from Pittsburgh, and here recently, the Penguins have been decent. I know, like the last few years, they really haven't been anything. But they went on that run probably about 5 years ago where they were in the Stanley Cup.
It was back to back.
Yeah, back to back. So I did watch them in that, but besides that, I'm kind of, I'm just kind of a casual when it comes to, like I know Sidney Crosby, like obviously everyone knows who that is, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, so now that we got that outlined, let's just go ahead and dive into some picks. Let's give these people some winners and let's get some money going. Do you wanna go ahead and start us off? Give us the first one here, huh?
Well, it's funny because as we're joining up, we're in the middle of the Knights and the Stars game, and one of my picks was going to be Knights money line as I bet on them multiple times throughout the series. They're up right now, so we can't really look at them. So for hockey, we're probably going to look towards the Stanley Cup Finals if this game ends how it's supposed to end, which right now they're up 3-0. If they win this game, they win the series. Mm-hmm. I'd probably be looking into the game 1 and game 2, potentially seeing how the line shakes up. If Florida is an underdog, which they should be in Vegas, Florida puck line plus 1.5 should be very appetizing when you're looking at that line when it first comes out. It's going to be a few days because it won't start up for a couple days until the Stanley Cup Finals, but that game 1 line should be pretty good if Florida's an underdog.
Good deal. Absolutely. So the Stanley Cup, what day is that? Is that start on?
So, right. It really depends on if somehow a miraculous comeback comes out tonight. Let me see exactly.
Because I know the finals do start on Thursday, so I know we're going to have this show Friday, so we're going to be late on that game. I just didn't know. I didn't know if maybe the Stanley Cup was on that Friday.
Stanley Cup is going to start on June 3rd.
Okay, so
Saturday.
Okay, yeah. So So when we come in Friday, we should have some.
We should have the line open for that, so we should know by then. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Good deal. So since you do know hockey, do you have any more hockey picks for us?
I mean, it's hard to pick right now with
it not being the line open. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just because I mean, unless you want me to look at a series bet, which I mean, the series bet, if you want to look at a whole series wise, I think a Florida cover of like a Florida plus 1.5, because Florida should be favored to win that series. Even though they're an 8 seed and it doesn't make sense, they ran through the Boston Bruins, who were the number 1 team in hockey, broke the all-time record for scoring, ran through Toronto, and then they just went and almost pretty much swept the Canes. So, well, they did sweep the Canes. Yeah, they swept the Canes.
Yeah.
So, Florida's looking really good, as in they ran through the 3 best teams in the East to where they got and they dominated. But the West, I always say you can't count out Vegas. A lot of people were saying Dallas would be the better team, but I always thought Vegas was right as above. That Jack Eichel line is pretty scary. So game 1, like I said, Florida puck line, if they're underdogs, will be the best play. But if you're looking for the series, I still think Florida covering 1 or 2 games. They're not going to lose in less than 6, so it would be a good option.
Man, that was tough for Tyler, man. He's a Bruins fan, so that was really tough.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, I'm not trying to spoil too much, but as Game 7's going on right now,
yeah,
the Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
that'll be a good turnaround.
Man, they've just been getting it's unbelievable. That city has just been. It's been brutal for them. Sports lately have been brutal.
Philly have been getting it pretty bad.
I mean, they were so used to winning for New England for how many years, and then now it's just kind of like
Tom Brady went fishing.
Yeah.
And then Tom Brady went fishing.
Awesome. So Stanley Cup on Saturday. Now I did want to hint on NBA just because it is playing right now. We don't know like who's gonna win. Anything could happen, right? So but that game is, I believe, on a Thursday. The NBA Finals do start Thursday.
I'll tell you this right now. You're right. Anything can happen, but I really think no matter which team shows up to Denver that night, they're losing.
I completely agree. Absolutely.
That's where I was going. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if like either team out of the East maybe gets a game.
Yeah.
I mean, just Denver by far looks like the better team in all these playoffs. I mean,
it's really ironic because Jokic is getting his Giannis arc at this point. Because 2 years ago, Giannis went through the same arc where he lost the back-to-back MVP debate. He lost the MVP, but then he won the title.
Right,
He's just going through that same exact situation right
That's
now.
That's crazy. I'm dude. That's a great touch because I didn't even like compute that into my brain. But now that you said something about it, it's like
it's been stuck in my head. In my opinion, they're the best players in the league, and he's just the third to me personally.
Dude, that's why. Like they were bringing up how Embiid won it over Jokic, and it's just like they're like both are phenomenal. Don't get me wrong,
Correct.
But Jokic is just like in another world. I don't know.
One helps their team much better on, I guess, a team formation build, because while Embiid's the better post defender and best scorer, Jokic is better to build a team around.
Right. And another thing too, because this team's going to be going to Denver, so I know the Lakers made a pretty big deal about it, but man, going to Denver and playing, everyone says it. Oh my gosh, everyone says it. And you saw it, I think, when the Lakers and Denver played game 1, the Lakers came out so slow, and it was just like, dude, y'all have to like pick it up.
And imagine one of these teams after a 7-game series.
Right, exactly. They're going to be gassed. I mean,
when the Nuggets just got a week off.
Right. I mean, I'm with you. I think it's going to be brutal. Whoever has to go up against them, but you got to do it. So
I see Denver winning that series in 6 versus either team. Honestly,
I would do it in 5. I wonder what the betting odds would be.
It really just depends on if Boston gets there, in my opinion, because Boston's the team that can maybe take 2 games.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. It's just it's so tough to beat them. Better yet, having to beat them when they have a game, at home on you. So,
best home team in the league for a reason.
Right. All righty. Well, now that we got the 2, so we'll probably, I don't know how the NBA Finals work, because like the conference finals, it's been 1 day play, your day off, and then you're playing again. But I don't know. I think the NBA might be like the 3rd day. So
let me see. I can check the exact schedule right here. Yeah, it's June 1st, June 4th, June 7th. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the 3rd day. All right. Good.
Yeah, and then they rotated a couple times because there's a June 9th in there, and then there's a June 12th again.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, good. So we will be able to come on here Friday, and we'll
Give some plays for the week on that series.
Yeah, absolutely. Good deal. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and move into some baseball. This is just because this is pretty much like the only thing that
I'm gonna let you take over this part now because you got a lot for tomorrow and overall. So the floor is yours, Austin.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I've got quite a few here. Some of my bets this week are kind of based off of. I don't want to say past because you can't really bet past in baseball. It's kind of. Oh, I'm trying to get the word I'm looking for is just.
I guess almost like
feeling. Maybe prior, but like feeling. So my first one, I'll just go ahead and tell you like the first one and why I think of this. So I'm going to take the Cubs against the Rays money line. It's plus 158, and Shane McClanahan's pitching. Shane McClanahan is 8-0 this year. I feel like he has to lose a game.
I mean, you can't go 33-0.
And that's what I mean is like I'm trying to find the word of what that like intuition or something, but he's not going 16-0. He's got to lose. He's got to lose one. So I feel like this is a good spot to kind of get him. The Cubs plus money. Cubs can hit the ball, man. Sneaky hit the ball. I mean, they
upgraded their lineup a lot in the summer. I mean,
absolutely. And the thing with it too was I remember taking the Cubs and Dodgers when they were playing it. The Cubs just hit the cover off the ball against the Dodgers, and it wasn't.
That series was eye-opening. Yeah. The Cubs were on a really hot streak at that point.
Yes, absolutely. So, like I said, I like the Cubs bats. Shane McClanahan, I feel like he's due for a dud. Just go out there and just he's got to throw just spitballs
Get
right down the
fourth.
Yes, please. Well, maybe let's just make it a third. Pull him in the third. Dude, the Cubs put on 7 on him in the third inning. No, but yes, I do like the Cubs money line here. And then I'm on the Dodgers. I know they're playing your Nationals. I hate doing that, but dude, with Tony pitching, Tony's looked really good this year.
Yeah. I mean, I think you know my opinion on the Nationals in this situation.
Yeah.
This is a great play. It's at home for the Dodgers. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I'm going to take the Dodgers at minus 1.5. So that's sitting at minus 150, which isn't great, but I mean, that should tell you how much of a lock it is. Yeah. Like, I mean, two.
If you really wanted to, you could do an alt minus 2.5 spread if you really wanted plus money and take the chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's to the point to where the Nats are known for giving up a lot of runs in the first 2-3 innings. And then the only reason their record is somewhat decent is they're able to get runs back in the second half. But if Gosselin's on, they're not getting the runs in the second half.
Right. Yeah, and the thing is, too, is with the Nationals, we got to at least give them a little credit. They've won, like, some games this year. I mean, what are they like 20? What are they 25 and 30? They're somewhere in that area. Like it's not like they're horrible, you know?
No. But what it is they get into a ton of shootouts because where they are bad is the rotation and their arms and their pitching. Where they're decent is we have decent bats, we have decent players because the Nats have made a lot of good trades recently when it comes to trading away their star players.
Right.
So they've gotten a lot of good prospects from that, which have now become players for us. However, now besides maybe Josiah Gray, not all of them are really good pitchers yet.
Right.
Let me see.
That's a great point. So yeah, man, I'm on the Dodgers at minus 1.5. And then
I mean, the money line is around minus 300.
Yeah, that might. I saw that money. I was like, oh, I can't do that. I have to at least make it respectable.
I took the Braves last night when they were playing the Phillies relievers, and it was Braves minus 1.5 was around minus 137. So it was still like around the same thing, and they won by like 8. So it's like it kind of shows you why they make those odds those types of ways.
Absolutely right. Yeah, another thing too is like I mentioned it to the people that are listening quite a bit of time, but like so on my Twitter, like if I have a live bet that I want to do, I'll put out there I'm like doing a live bet, but man, it's so tough because we get in here and we watch these games and we're like, oh, this is going to go this way. Like 100%, like it's setting up perfectly for them. It's like you get that pick right and you come on here and you're like, well, I got something right, but you were. I was. It wasn't like a week early, or
Yeah.
whenever we record the show. So, but yeah, I kind of just went off a tangent there. I don't know why that made me think of that, but yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough being a gambler sometimes, especially when you're having a show. I mean, it's tough.
Gritty gamblers.
Gritty gamblers, gritty gangs. Alrighty, so then I'm moving along here. I'm going to do the Diamondbacks -1.5 as well. And the only reason I'm doing that is because, so when I was doing this podcast, probably about, I'd say, when the season like first started, the Rockies were playing the Pirates. The Pirates, they kind of got off to a hot start.
Super hot start.
Kyle Freeland was pitching, and to start out the year, I think he pitched like 2 or 3 games, and he had a sub-1 ERA. Like, he was dishing, like he was wrecking people, and they were good teams. Like, they weren't like some bum lineup. They were really good teams. I was like, man, I think this is when the Pirates are going to cool off. They're finally hitting against a good pitcher, and I think the Pirates had like 7 runs the first inning. Like, I'm done with the Rockies. I'm done. So this is going to be a Diamondbacks -1.5 against the Rockies. Zach Galen's pitching, which I know he is so tough.
He's been on fire this year.
He has been on fire. So, and the Diamondbacks lineup is pretty sneaky too. I know we talked about the Cubs. I don't think they're as good as the Cubs, but they kind of do have some sneaky bats in there.
Let me put this in perspective. Yeah, 100%. Because earlier today, I actually bet on that game for the over. And they were down like 4-0 in the second inning or third inning.
Right.
Let's just say the over hit that inning.
Yeah. That's what, and that's the thing too, is they do get streaky, but man, when they're hot, they're hot. They come out of nowhere too.
They ran. I forgot. I didn't even get to see who was pitching for the Rockies anymore, but they ran him off. Yeah, they ran him off the mound.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do Diamondbacks -1.5. That one's sitting, from when I looked at it, was at -115. So you're almost getting even money.
Even money. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take that one. My last pick. I feel nasty doing this just because I'm a Red Sox fan, but I feel like the Yankees, every time I get on this damn podcast, I'm on the Yankees and they don't lose. I don't know if that's like, if I'm like a good luck charm or what, but you're getting Yankees plus money here. I know we were talking about it before, but Yankees plus money is so tough to pass on. And I get it. Logan Gilbert for the Mariners, he is pitching, and he's shoving this year too.
But the one thing with Gilbert is that he throws hard. And when you get throw hard, you can get hit hard.
Right. Exactly. So I saw the Yankees at plus money. I was like, I have to go get that. Just Yankees money line. I feel like it wouldn't surprise me if the Mariners came out tomorrow and beat them, but
it is in Seattle. That is the thing.
Right. It was just Yankees plus money. That's the only thing I count.
10-6 as an underdog this year, so they win
more
than they
that's
don't
right.
as an underdog.
Right. That's a great point too. The 10-6 as an underdog. So I'm going to take Yankees at plus 105 money line, and that's going to be my lineup for tomorrow. I'm pretty confident in most of them. The Cubs one is kind of just an intuition. Like McClanahan has to be bad one game. He's not going to be perfect all year.
32-0, all that.
Right. So that's probably the one I'm kind of
on the fence on.
But I'm still going to bet it because he has to throw a dud one game. I want to capitalize on his dud
when it comes. You don't want to be behind the trend.
You're right. Yeah, of course. It'll be this game that I bet he has a bad game, and then next game I'll take him and he'll give up 10 runs in the third. That's just how gambling goes.
That's how the ball falls sometimes.
I know. But so you also have some MLB picks for us.
Quick hits for tomorrow. Looking at the quick hits, the Rangers are on fire this year. They have a really good matchup with the Tigers tomorrow. Early games, like one of the first few games to start. They're gonna be in a good position just because they have Perez on the mound. And Martin Perez is, even though they have Verlander, Perez has been one of their more stable arms for the past 2-3 years. I mean, this year they have, I said Verlander, I meant DeGrom. They have DeGrom, but even the past 2-3 years, when it comes to having Perez, he's been their best pitcher. So having Perez now, he's like 6-1 this year, if I'm not mistaken, something crazy like that. 3.8 ERA. Yeah, Perez in that matchup versus the Tigers, who, I mean, the Tigers, they give up runs. They love giving up runs. That's what the Tigers do.
Right.
I like especially because I'm gonna give you 2 plays that you could probably play together. It's gonna be it's gonna be the Mets as well as the Rangers, which I already talked about the Rangers. But to get into the Mets, I'm tangenting right now, I know, but when it comes to the Mets, it's Cody. Do you know how to pronounce his name? It's like the Senga pitcher from Japan.
I think I don't know his first name, but I thought it is Senga.
Senga, okay, yes.
I think it's like Kodai, maybe Cody,
something like that. Yeah. I just didn't want to mispronounce it.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad with names too. So.
But that's gonna be like my kind of how you feel in the situation. Even though they're the money line favorite, it's gonna be another bullpen game from the Phillies. I mean, Ranger Suarez is coming out, and he can't finish his starts to save his life this year. I don't know if you've been seeing Ranger Suarez for the Phillies, but 9 ERA, like
struggling.
Yeah. So
still early.
Those were the 2 plays I had for tomorrow, but you can play them together to where you can get them to a plus money if you play them together.
Man, and another thing hitting on Martin Perez, dude, when he was with the Red Sox, man, it just felt like every day he was on the mound, it felt safe. And I know that's kind of like because he doesn't filthy.
Have the craziest stuff.
Yeah, he's not filthy. He gets the job done.
I feel like his corners, he gets to his spots, and he does it well.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like I said, whenever he was on the mound for Boston, you just felt safe, dude. Whenever he left, and they've kind of been feeling like they've been trying to fill that void ever since he did leave. So
his rotation this year is really. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know.
The Red Sox rotation is reading something about it really recently. Actually, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes in the next month or 2.
Dude, I just don't know how I feel about Corey Kluber, man. He
should worry about Nick Pivetta.
Well, he's no. So now he's in the bullpen.
They made him do it.
Yeah, they put him in the bullpen. He's in bullpen now.
I don't know if you've seen the stuff, but I don't think he likes the bullpen.
I don't know if he will. He came out of a game that he pitched, he was starting, and they asked him about that, and he was like, "I'm just gonna do my job." Like he was kind of just trying to not even talk about the fact that he could probably be going to the bullpen. And
did you see the next interview though?
No, I didn't see that one. What did he say on the other one?
I'm a starter for this team. I'm always a starter for this team, and I will continue to be being a starter for this team.
Oh wow, yeah, that didn't happen.
That's why I'm so amused right now.
Yeah, that didn't happen. So I can't think of who somebody got called up, or I think it was Brian Bayo.
He's been playing for you guys for a little bit. He's looked good this year. He's like 3-2. He's looked pretty good.
So something happened, and they put Pivetta on. They just put him in the bullpen, like straight up, and.
He needs that reality check.
Yeah, he does. You're right. Like, the thing with him is he is so like up and down, dude. Well, the thing like there was one game last year where he pitched a whole shutout. He gave up 1 run.
So that's the thing with Pivetta. He's an innings eater, yes.
That's a perfect way of putting it. He's an innings eater.
He's an innings eater, yes, but he's not gonna just because he's eating up the innings. Sometimes he's gonna get shelled in those innings.
Right.
Another part. He's not like the same type of guy he was maybe like, for example, when you guys first got him in Boston.
Right. And that's the thing too is like his command's kind of out there. I mean, his curveball. He misses his curveball a lot, and that's what gets him burnt. He gets burnt on his curveball too much.
If you leave that over the plate,
it's gone. Especially in like the AL East this year where everyone is just out of their minds. Like it's annoying.
I mean, when you're playing in a division when you got the Blue Jays, the Rays, and the Yankees, and the Orioles.
Right. No, and who else was I thinking of? I think they took Tanner Houck and they put him. I think that's who replaced Pivetta.
That makes sense because Tanner Houck, he's younger. He's starting to come into the system.
Yeah, and the thing too, if you remember last year, they started him last year too, but so the issue with the coach, well, maybe it was it was last year or the year before. He had an issue with COVID where he wasn't vaccinated, so he couldn't go with the team. And they were like, dude,
that might have been last year because I remember that happened to Whit Merrifield last year, I think, in Toronto.
Okay, so it must have been last year. Yeah, and they were telling him, like, dude.
Baseball had some weird rules at times on that stuff. Yeah.
They still had it, right? I thought so. I thought that was last year.
I know the Blue Jays did. I know Canada and Toronto did for the Blue Jays. I'm not 100% sure if next year if it was just them, or last year if it was just them, or if it was the whole league.
Right. Yeah, so, they pretty much told him, like, dude, if we're going to have to put you in the bullpen for the rest of the year because we can't afford to, go on the road with 4 pitchers. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was tough. But, man, that was a nice little tangent on the Red Sox there. Martin Perez. We went from Martin Perez to the whole Red Sox rotation.
That shows you guys are going to be covering a lot here, y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, we're just a couple of dudes that love sports. I mean, what more could you get out of a gambling show than 2 guys that love sports?
Come on now.
we're just here to make money, to help you all make money,
so we can all make money. Meet at the cash counter.
That's right. We're trying to bankrupt these states. That's what we're trying to do. They messed up by making sports gambling legal.
It's us against Vegas.
That's right. Man, I just wanted to thank you for coming on here, man. I appreciate all your help. Thank you for the picks. I'm going to be tailing them, so I'm ready for them. Yes, absolutely. But yes, dude, thank you so much for coming on. We're going to be so let me announce our new schedule. How it's going to set up now. We're going to be doing Mondays and Fridays. Should be around this time. I know schedules change, so we understand. We get it. So expect us Mondays and Fridays. We're going to get you right for the weekend, so you can go out on Saturday or maybe Friday night, get your bets in, and ultimately we're here to win money. So that's what we're looking forward here.
That's what we're trying to do.
That's right. Matt, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. So much, I'm looking forward to this for the future. So again, I appreciate it and thank you, man.
Perfect.
Alrighty, you all have a good one. We will see you all on Friday. Everyone take care. Have a good week. And let's go win this money.
Money.